Okay, there we go. I was about to say, why am I not going live? But there we go. Okay. Let me pull up the stream over here so I'll be good to go. Okay. Make sure I can hear myself. Okay, now the music is too loud. Okay, let's see that. Okay, I think it should be good. Just want to make sure everybody can hear me, you know? Alright, it's time to get back into World of Dreams. I mean, I said World of Dreams. My dumb ass. Alright. Oh. Okay, I think we're ready. It's time to see what this mod has to offer. What else this mod has to offer? Oh shit. Wait. Oh wait. Oh, never mind. I was about to say, wait, did I even save? But I did. I saw the save file for the poems, so I thought that, you know. Do 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 do. Bro, can't get enough of this OST. Why do they have to go so crazy with these OSTs? I don't know why. What happens if I just... Oh, that doesn't really help, does it? One sec, I'm trying to... Give me 1 second. Alright, just had to tell everybody in Discord that I was live. And then copy that. Probably should have probably start getting these things done before I start streaming. Alright. Let's hurry up and get started. I'm gonna try to do 2 days today. Cause the other, well, depending on for one thing, how long this day ends up being. Because the last time it was on like an hour and something. Which for the DDLC streams, I want it to be longer. Minecraft, I'm fine with being an hour. But these, I need it to be longer. Okay. I'm not sure how, but I managed to get some sleep last night, despite being in a video game abducted. I don't know why I couldn't say that for the life of me. Against my will and sleeping in the MC's house. Still, it was a little creepy, and I couldn't stop thinking about Mr. X, or someone else, watching me while I slept. So, I did what any reasonable person would do. I slept on the couch, with the light on and a knife, because the knife is effective against an ethereal? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't fucking know. Demonic voice, right? As if on cue, I hear the familiar voice, but the sad suddenness of it still jolts me. Well, how was your first day? I lurched forward, almost stumbling over myself as I look around, trying to determine the origin of the voice. Jesus, he scared the shit out of me. My apologies. Force of habit. Jeez. So, were they all you had hoped they would be? I mean, I'm not really sure what to expect, but yeah, it was pretty surreal. Good. I wanted to check up on you and see how the plan is proceeding. I mean, I guess I'm doing about as well as can be expected for someone in my position. As far as I know, however, we never really had a plan since you were still figuring it out. True, yes. I've had some time to think, and I believe I'm close to a solution. Or at least close to figuring out our next step. I get an uneasy feeling of in the pit of my stomach for some reason when he says that. Right, and that would be? I believe there's a way for us to leave here in a similar manner to which I pulled you in. Really? Quite. I'm still figuring out the details, but it might be possible if we condensed our files into packets that could be transmitted electronically. Well, suffice to say, it's rather complicated. That seems like science fiction nonsense. Perhaps it does. For now. No, perhaps it does for now. But keep in mind, so was the concept of pulling a person's consciousness into a computer game at one point as well. Touche. Now, what about her? Alright, I forgot he would be probably interested in knowing whether Monika was sentient or not. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell him since she can't do anything without access to the console. But then again, I don't completely trust him either. I'll overwrite this save. This page will probably be my important choice page. And then let me load it because I know it does that. No harm in mentioning it, yeah. Against my better judgment, I decided that there probably wasn't any point in lying to him. Monika doesn't have any power anymore, and he does. So I guess in the end, if he wanted to, he could have gotten rid of her already by now. Plus, if he's omnipotent or omniscient, I don't fucking know these words. The DDLC mods and their complex words, man. Or whatever, you probably figured it out anyway. She's awake, and she knows. I see. I appreciate you telling me the truth. You already knew, though, didn't you? I did, yes. Despite what you may think, I'm not everywhere at once, but I could still sense something was different within her file. I can't tell if he read my mind, or if he's just insightful enough to know what I'd be thinking in this situation. Is that going to be an issue? Will the script derail? Not necessarily. I had already figured she would retain her sentience somehow, despite the purge and reset. She's persistent like that. While formulating my plans, I had already had her being aware built in as a contingency. Oh, shit, I didn't mean to click. Since the script was able to do just fine in the original game. Well, that is until she decided to start tampering with the files. Should be alright for now. Plus, don't we want to wake them all eventually anyway? When we all leave here together? There's a noticeable silence as he pauses to consider what to say. Yes, but not before I'm ready with our escape plan. It'll be like burning a bridge or detonating a bomb behind us while we run to the other side. Besides, it matters not either way, if she doesn't have access to the console. That being said, you would do well to avoid contact with her as much as possible. You're aware that she's the club president of the very club that I'm actively engaging in, right? Yes, yes. Sarcasm aside, I meant anything outside of the club. She may not have the power she once did, but she's clever enough that I wouldn't put anything past her. Lest you forget, she tore apart the system and did gruesome things to those girls, all just so that she can be with you. She was a bit obsessed, I'll admit. Precisely. An unstable person to say the least. So don't trust her. If she tries anything, or suspect she might be, let me know. The only place I'm able to truly communicate with you is in here, in the house. Really? Why's that? I suspect it's because it was originally designed to be the original MC's place of residence. As mentioned previously, a vessel that you, the player, take over when entering the game. It makes the code here a little easier to access. Plus, I was only able to bring you here through that bedroom. I would not have been able to pull you here from anywhere else. Guess that makes sense. Not really, but I decided to go with it. I'm starting to run late for school anyway. Just remember, trust no one, especially Monika. Just focus on spending time with the other girls or doing club activities or whatnot. If she starts acting up again, not sure I like where this is going. Well, we'll just have to put her in a timeout for a little while. Bring her to this house where it'd be easier for me to put her somewhere safe for the time being. That sounds more like a punishment than a precaution. Anyway, that's all for now. Let me know if you need anything. Sure, will do. Oh wait, there is one more thing. Yes, what is it? I noticed something odd when I walked into the classroom yesterday. What do you mean? What was odd about it? Well, the whole place seemed to glitch for a few seconds, and then everything was normal. Awkward silence again. Though this time I think it's him that's feeling awkward. Glitch, you say? I wouldn't worry about it too much. As I told you before, I've been piecing together the code since it was broken. Most of it is intact now, but there may still be one or two bugs. Most importantly, it shouldn't be anything game-breaking. Let me know if you notice anything else like that. Okay. I suppose that makes sense. Thanks. With that, I cautiously grab my things and head out the door. You think you're protected in there, do you, number 3? Huh? Who is that? Just you wait, I'll get access soon enough. Who is that? Who's that? Pokemon. Do 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 do. Bro, that bot in the Discord certainly doesn't do his job. This is the second time today. Second time this week that it hasn't said that I'm live. Do 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 do. Wait, are we seriously in the club room already? Wow. I mean, I was gonna do 2 days originally, but shit, do I have to do 3? I went about my day like yesterday, walking to school with Sayori, chatting and pretending it wasn't only the second time that she and I had ever met. Sounds about right. But my mind kept drifting back and forth between Monika and Mr. X, as if there was something else going on that neither of them were telling me. It was difficult to concentrate in class, but then I realized it probably didn't even matter since I wasn't planning on getting my high school diploma in a video game. I mean, it sounds about right. Another thought, though, had occurred to me during class. When I look in the mirror, all I see is me, as in my true self in my real world body. So if that's the case, whatever happened to this world's MC? And why didn't Monika recognize that something was off immediately when we met? Or maybe she did. Anyway, I'm snapped out of my reverie when a similar smile shows up. It's Monika. Do 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 do. I'm just jamming out to these OSTs. How you going, Anthony? Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Oh shit. Let me... See, it's like at some points my mic is too loud and sometimes it's too quiet, and that doesn't make any sense to me. Alright, there we go. A smile warmly back. Nah, you don't have to worry. I'm not going anywhere. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Damn, both of them? Okay. Just then, Yuri and Natsuki both noticed me simultaneously and approach. Oh, fuck. Me. It's nice to see you again, Anthony. I hope you're finding your time here so far to be enjoyable. Making you dive headfirst into a club you're not accustomed to it. When you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told us you never really joined any clubs prior to this one. This is true, but it was only because I never really found one that I thought was interesting enough to join. Psst, I'm not buying it. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Nah, she's right, Monika. I plan to do my part to help make this club the best it can be. Natsuki huffs and rolls her eyes. Yeah, we'll see. Well, I tried to be nice, but I just can't help but take this opportunity to tease Natsuki a little bit. Sorry, Monika, in advance for stealing your line. Size. Someone has to be the mature one here, while others read their manga. I look straight at her when I say this with a smile on my face. Monika looks at me mischievously. I'm guessing that even she wasn't the one. I guessing that even though she wasn't the one to get the quip in, she's just as happy someone said it. She nods. She smiles and nods at me. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying mature and manga. I mean, I'm not down to you, Natsuki. Reading is reading, you know? So, I think it's safe to say that manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I puff my chest out in victory. Don't worry, guys. Anthony always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work even without me asking. Like, yeah? Like cleaning, cooking or cleaning my room? How dependable. I start to blush, even though I know the person Sayori's talking about isn't me, but for some reason, hearing her say that while everyone else looks at me makes me squirm a little. Wouldn't go that far. Besides, I like to cook. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Anthony can become good friends too. Both Yuri and I glance at each other simultaneously and then quickly glance away. This is getting awkward. Oh, fuck. Sayori. I'm beginning to understand the original MC's plight. Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Oh, that's right. Yuri got me a book. I've actually been kind of interested in reading it. Like, actually reading it. What little I know about it sounds interesting. Oh, you got me something?
Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind. Siri made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. Oh, what do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I feel bad that Siri and I have put Yuri into an uncomfortable situation. I try to rectify it. Hey, don't worry about it. It's not like I was expecting anything to begin with. So anything you would have gotten me is a pleasant surprise. I know it'll make me happy no matter what. Do 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 do.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make a deal. I won't make it a big deal if you don't want me. If you don't want it to be.
All right. Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag, pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
Oh crap! This is almost too much to take. When you read out situations like this in fiction or manga, it's more of an eye roll and move on type of situation. Actually experiencing it is probably one of the most flattering but equally uncomfortable experiences I've had in a long time. She's really cute. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Jeez, I could have at least pretended to act cool.
Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monika to kick off the poem reading, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, that happens at the end, doesn't it? Or like near the end? If I remember correctly. Yeah. Fuck. Siri and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Oh, right. I should probably spend time with one of them first. Monika's been on my mind a lot recently. Not just because she and I now know each other's secrets, but it was pretty evident since I also kind of wrote my last poem last night with her in mind. I see Monika head out the classroom telling Sayori she'll be right back. Why? Why would you do that? I decide to follow her out and accompany her to wherever she's going. Hey Monika, wait up! At first, this seems to startle her as she whirls around to see where the call came from. When she spots me, however, her expression softens up and she smiles and waves.
Oh, hey Anthony. How are you doing? I figured you'd be spending time with one of the others right now.
Yeah. I rubbed the back of my head. Yeah, there'll be other opportunities to spend time with him, I'm sure. I just wanted to see how you were doing with I just want to see how you were doing, with everything. Monika's expression seems to sadden a little, but she maintains her trademark smile. Bro, after this, I might need to see if they have a soundtrack for this game out on YouTube or something. Because these OSTs are hitting.
Well, don't worry about me. I'm doing alright. I just wanted to get something from the machine before we all started to share poems.
Oh, I see. Not really sure what I really buy it, as her eyes seem to tell me that she's hurting and hiding something, but I don't want to push too much either. At least not right now, since she and I don't exactly have a lot of trust built yet. Is there anything in particular in the mood for?
Yep, I'm a creature of habit, so I usually get the same thing.
She punches in SO3 into the machine, and a candy bar rolls forward before depositioning itself into the bottom bin of the machine. Good choice.
Hehe, I thought so.
And with that, the two of us find a nearby bench and sits while she places the candy bar inside of her purse. You're not gonna eat it?
Oh, no, I keep a candy bar in my purse for emergencies, or in case I get hungry during times I can't get away.
Ah, I see. Well, that's a good idea. Oh, wait. Is such an emergency involve? My mind drifts back to Natsuki, as if sensing what I'm thinking and suggesting. Monika nods cordially.
Yes, unfortunately some issues still remain. It is good to have something on standby in case she's having one of those days.
I see. Well, I'm glad she has someone like you looking out for her.
Well, she has all of us looking out for her, you know, including you now.
I suppose that's true. Thank you. Beginning to see why Monika is the president, even if it's a fictional club. Actually, no. I should probably stop calling it fictional. I mean, technically that's true, but I feel like the more I say it, the easier it will become. The easier it would be to become detached from it. At least that much of what Mr. X has said is true. As long as I'm in here, this is about as real as it gets, as far as my brain is concerned. Plus, this is still a real world to Monika and the others. She might not have seen it at first, but I think she's starting to come to grips with the nature of reality. And in the end, this is her reality. And for the moment, mine as well.
Penny for your thoughts?
Monika breaks me out of my contemplating. Sorry. I was just thinking about how real everything seems now. You seem to be handling everything pretty well, all things considered. I really admire that, if I'm being honest. Monika blushes.
Well, I wouldn't say that I've fully come to terms with everything quite yet, but I definitely have a much better handle on the situation. And I have you to thank for that.
Me?
Mm-hmm. It helps having someone here that can relate. It takes a little bit of the sting out of the loneliness and feeling of isolation.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
So how have you been doing with everything? I imagine it must be pretty unsettling living and sleeping in an empty house in a strange world.
Well, I suppose it's not entirely empty. Yeah, it's definitely something else. Though I have to admit, it's interesting to see how different yet the same everything is here. This causes Monika to furrow her brow in confusion.
What do you mean?
Just that everyone here is going about their daily lives much in the same way that people from my world would. If I hadn't known any better, I would have just thought I had woken up in some place that was still my world. She nods in agreement.
Yeah, I can see that. Naturally, I would imagine this game was created based on the experience and knowledge of the real world from the designer.
True. We sit there for a minute, contemplating what else to say to each other, when Monika speaks up.
How are you getting along with, Mr. X? Has he given you any clue or indication of what he really wants?
My roomie? He and I get along great. We go to all kinds of parties and... Monika doesn't seem amused.
Anthony.
Sorry. I guess I'm just really uneasy about the whole situation. Humor helps me cope. You couldn't appear on the stream. Like you can't stay, or what? That sentence is kind of confusing. Monika's expression softens a bit. It is true, though. Whenever faced with anxiety or depressive thoughts, people often turn to humor as a coping mechanism. Yes, the first person that comes to mind when I think of that is Sans. There are certainly worse coping mechanisms to have, but it can be off-putting when you make an ill-timed joke, so I become an expert at foot from mouth removal.
No, I'm sorry. That's completely understandable. After all, I used a bit of
Macabre? Macabre? Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. Macabre humor?
before. I don't have any room to judge.
Yeah. I suppose there was a certain amount of that when she was going through her own existential crisis. Well, at any rate, to actually answer your question, I'm not a fan of having some ominous being watching me while I sleep. So admittedly, I haven't been getting much sleep since I arrived.
I'm sorry to hear that. I could understand it as well. Is there anything I could do to help?
Admittedly, I considered requesting to stay at her place, but realized quickly how that would sound, and for multiple reasons decided against it. Nah, I should be okay for now. I don't say he'll do anything to me, at least yet. As for his motives and intentions, he seems to still be trying to formulate a plan. But one thing I know for sure is that he seems to have a vested interest in you. Monika shows a moment of shock or surprise before quickly composing herself. Oh yeah, I can't stop. I hate yawning. God damn, it's so annoying.
Me?
Yeah. He keeps asking for updates on you and basically trying to keep tabs. It could be that he's just worried you might still have your abilities and could be an obstacle to him. Sorry, that sounded weird.
No, I get it.
The one thing I don't get though is why he needs me to keep tabs on you. I mean, he's got all of this supposed power or abilities, so why can't he just come here and keep tabs himself? Monika sits there quietly for a moment, looking down at her feet, as if deliberating on what to say. I begin to sense that she's struggling to confide in me about something. Whatever she's hiding, she's probably trying to gauge whether or not she feels comfortable enough telling me. With a sigh, she steadies her breath and looks up at me.
It probably has to do with the firewall.
The what now? Firewall. Monika nods.
Yes, back when, well, I was trying to take control of the game, one of the things I learned about was firewalls and their capabilities. I wasn't very good with coding yet, and admittedly, I was a bit preoccupied with you and everyone else that it didn't seem like a high priority. I mean, after all, there was nobody else that could control the game. Or at least so I thought, so why bother? Plus, things were rapidly deteriorating, so time was a luxury I didn't have. But one of the things I had managed to do was put one up around the classroom. Club room. Some sort of layer of protection. It wasn't really meant to do anything at the time, but be proof of the concept. I suspect the firewall was keeping him out, or at least preventing him from knowing what's going on inside. Fucking hell, I can't speak. Wait a minute, I wonder. Well, that's interesting. To be honest, something odd did happen when I walked through the club room for the first time.
this seems to have caught Monika off guard as she looks surprised and unnerved to hear this.
Really? What happened?
It was weird. It's like the moment I stepped through, everything just sort of glitched for a few seconds, but then it stopped just as quickly, and no one else seemed to notice. Monika is deep in thought for a moment as she starts trying to piece together a hypothesis.
That may very well have been the firewall. When you passed through it for the first time, it probably was scanning you to see if you were an intruder or something.
An intruder? Well, I mean, it's not completely wrong. So why did it let me through?
I'm not entirely sure, though I suspect it's because of Mr. X.
What do you mean?
Well, he probably can't alter his own code, at least not very much, due to it being incomplete, so the firewall may just see him as a virus or something foreign. But if his plans included you infiltrating the club, then he probably made sure to set up your character file so that the game and firewall both didn't see it as a threat. Though this is mostly conjecture, since I'm not completely familiar with the firewall process. It was a bit of luck that I somehow managed to get one set up in the first place. I suppose it was still in place when the game was recompiled, and Mr. X realized that if he allowed me to have my abilities, I might catch on and put up more to keep him out. I can't say all of this entirely makes sense to me, but I think I'm following along enough to get the idea.
Wow. Well, I guess that's great that everyone is protected at least while they're in the classroom. But what about when everyone leaves?
That I'm not sure. I suppose it could be he doesn't see anyone else as a threat. Or maybe he was telling the truth that altering their character codes might cause complications. Either way, this is good. Without my abilities, I had no way of knowing whether or not the firewall was still up. Now that I'm reasonably sure it is, we have a base of operations where we can operate out of to plan.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Uh-oh. The sudden realization dawns on me that we're not currently in the club room, so everything we've been talking about could be intercepted. As of sensing exactly what I was thinking, Monika shakes her head.
Don't worry, he can't hear us.
How do you know? Monika grows silent again. She looks a little bit embarrassed, but also a bit ashamed.
Wait, what? So that's why he can't go anywhere or anything?
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
I put a firewall up around your house as well.
What? The frack? The frack? I said the frack? Why are you saying the frack? Why can't you just say the fuck? So much easier. It makes more sense.
I managed to put a second one as well around the MC's house because, well, my initial plan was to basically lock us both in there.
Wow. And holy crap. Yandere, thy name is Monika. What? Okay, that makes no sense. Well, I can't believe what I'm asking. I can't believe I'm asking this, but what made you change your mind?
Mainly, I was running out of time. My paranoid mind thought maybe if we could have a house all to ourselves, we could live out my
She cuts herself off.
Anyway, there wasn't time to get everything set up when the game started quickly deteriorating because I didn't know what I was doing. So I had to make do with the club room as the last minute resort. It was all I could salvage with what little time and knowledge I had.
Right, the space room.
The what?
Sorry, never mind.
Well, I suppose it's an apt description, but at any rate, the firewall around MC's house may have actually inadvertently trapped Mr. X in there.
Wait, you're saying he's stuck in there with me?
Well, you can leave the house at least, but yeah, I think he may have been stuck in there and has been trying to find ways to get past the firewall.
That seems equal parts terrifying and convenient. Well, guess that confirms that he was lying when he said he existed outside of everything back when we first met. Unless Monika's lying to me. Though, I don't get the sense that she is.
But Anthony, promise me you'll be careful, okay?
I promise.
Ah, fuck. Although he may still be confined there for the time being, who knows what he's capable of. He found a way to pull you in and code it so the game would let you pass through the firewalls.
You scared me.
No, I just want to see what you were doing.
Of course. Scary thought, but reasonable to be sure. I'm not sure I want to go back to the house, to be honest. Monika looks at me and sadly nods.
I understand that. I really wish I could tell you to stay in the house, in the club room or something. But aside from the obvious problems that would create with the faculty and staff here, we don't want to make him suspicious. Unfortunately, we still need to play along for the time being.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
If it's any consolation though, I don't think he'd do anything to you. He needs you, at least for right now. So I'm guessing as long as you continue to be useful to him, he has no reason to harm you.
Very, very little consolation, but thanks.
Monika half-heartedly smiles.
Seriously though, I'm glad you're here. It helps knowing someone else knows what's going on.
Thanks, Anthony. I'm really happy that you're here. Anyway, speaking of here...
Ah, yes. I guess we should be heading back, huh?
Yeah, wouldn't want the others to get the wrong idea.
Monika looks at me playfully. I look a bit flustered, which she seems to take delight in, letting out a small giggle.
Just kidding. You should see the look on your face, though.
Yeah. With that, we both get up from the bench we were sitting on and start making our way towards the club room, or classroom, whatever.
Oh, by the way, Anthony, did you remember to write a poem?
I did, yeah. Of course I did. It'd be kind of awkward if I didn't.
I suppose, but you are new here after all, so I didn't want to put...
Oh, fuck.
I suppose, but you are new here after all, so I didn't want to put you at any pressure on you or anything if you hadn't. There's still a lot for you to adjust to, I'm sure.
It was nothing. I was feeling particularly inspired last night anyway.
Oh, well in that case, I can't wait to read your poem.
She gives me the biggest smile I've seen from her yet. Whatever. Bro, the organization of the words are backwards, and I don't like them. Like, words are in places that they should be before or after, or at least, that makes sense to me. Maybe if it's the way it is now, it actually makes sense for other people, but it certainly doesn't for me. Oh, fuck. Ugh. So, are you really an honor student and all that? She lets out a small sigh. I could tell I've touched a subject she isn't too eager to get into. Really? What you mean on YouTube? Because on Discord, I put the notification in there manually because the bot didn't say anything. And then, obviously, in the general, I said I went live. I honestly just, like, between, like, 10 to 12. Well, I don't know what time you are, actually, now that I think about it. Damn. I was about to say 10 to 12, but, like, you know, I don't even know if you're on my time, so I can't say that.
I am, but it can be draining. Some days it can be difficult to keep up with everything.
Maybe. Well, I hope you don't think I'm just saying this, but if you ever need to just, you know, vent, I'm here. I may not be able to offer much advice, but I can at least listen. Smiling, she looks as though she wants to say something else, but at the last second thinks differently.
Thank you, Anthony. That means a lot to me. It really does. I should be offering you the same thing. You could probably use someone to talk to more than anyone.
Thanks, but I've been in worse situations. She looks at me with a deadpan expression. Okay, well, okay, not really, but so far anyway, I suppose things haven't been too bad. Do you ever just want to yell or scream or cuss or do something that would be completely unlike you or the you that people know?
Sometimes. I screamed in my pillow at times or punched a beanbag chair a few times.
Whoa. Glad I didn't get pulled in as a beanbag chair. You sound a little bit like Natsuki there. Do you secretly like manga too? She giggles.
Not really. But just between you and me, I may have looked through one or two of her volumes when she wasn't around.
I gasp and clutch my non-existent pearls.
You did what?
She's gonna be angry with you if she finds out.
I didn't mess them up. I was really careful to make sure they were put back exactly the way I found them.
I meant she'd be upset that you didn't consult her first on which manga to read. She punches me lightly in the arm. Hey, save it for your beanbag chair. We laugh a bit as we approach the classroom door. Thanks for talking with me, by the way. I really appreciate it.
I should be thanking you. I haven't really been able to talk like this with someone in a long time.
Always happy to help. I can see how. Oh my god! Now she has to be yelling at somebody. Now my dog is barking and shit. Alright, there we go. I can see how she'd be popular in this world. Aside from being attractive, she's organized, intelligent, funny, easy to talk to as well. But I sense that's not all it's cracked up to be. I could tell she's always under immense pressure to live up to the expectations placed on her by others in society. She probably doesn't even get much of a chance to just let her guard down and be herself very often. Moments like these. I hope I can give her more moments like these, where she can feel comfortable enough to be herself. Do 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 do. Damn. Okay, let me stop GMing.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait.
Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. And I do the same myself. Monika, obviously. I'm going down the Monika route. I should probably start with Monika. She and I need to build trust, and she seemed eager to read my poem. New OST? Okay, I like the piano. It's very calm. I like that. Oh, let me turn it up some. Make sure it isn't overshadowing my voice. Okay, no, it's not. Okay, just want to make sure. Hi, Anthony. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, I know I don't have to tell you this, but since you're here, if you do have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we could do better, especially since we don't know how long, well, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? I never really got much feedback from, well, you know. Yeah, alright. I'll keep that in mind. I'm not sure what I would change, but I suppose at this point anything could happen. Damn, okay, the violence too. Well, violence? Yeah, I think so. Damn. This soundtrack going crazy. Oh, fuck. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? I'm a little nervous, but I guess so. Don't worry, Anthony. We're all a little nervous today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Honestly, I'm actually kind of surprised at this poem. I'm pretty sure, is this original? I feel like it is. But I mean, I never really read poems in any DDLC mod, really. Because it never really interested me. They were like probably the most, like, least interesting thing of DDLC or DDLC mods. Well, not really DDLC itself. So, I mean, obviously, you know, I actually looked at the poems. I'm sorry, what? Hold on. Am I reading this smart? Ask you something. When did you use? I'm guessing you meant to say, what did you use to get a nightmare back at DDLC or the Dreams Act 2? What did I use to get a nightmare back? What do you mean? You mean whenever I was like, this is a nightmare or whatever? Or what? Like, I don't really get. I don't know if my brain is not braining right now, or if that sentence actually makes no sense to me, or what. But I don't really understand that question. This is... Monika takes a few moments to compose herself. Well, this is definitely a surprise, Anthony. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean anything negative by that. I just meant I wasn't sure how much experience you had previously with writing poetry. That, along with the fact that I never got to see what the original main character actually wrote. She more or less whispers the last part so the others couldn't overhear.
I just wasn't sure what to expect is all.
Ah, I see.
But it's really good. I really like it.
You do?
Yeah, I like the variation of the violet scheme.
Maybe it's the Rupant? I don't even know. I'm sorry, the what in the what? What? That's what I'm saying.
Sorry. I have a lot of time on my hands previously, so I've read a lot of poetry.
Basically, Violet, or I guess is how you pronounce that. I don't know. Whatever that is.
Rhyming scheme is one that is comprised of 3 to 4 lines, with the first few having the same rhyme, and the last in the stanza linking to others. Another way to visualize it is...
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess.
Though, I think typically the last line in each stanza is a different rhyme, but instead you chose to vary the first part of the line, which is interesting. It shows that the echoes you thought were a sign of the emptiness or isolation were not, in fact, the only thing with you. Your past demons were along with you, or with you all along.
The Nightmare back at DDLC World of Dreams Act 2 happens as a bad ending. Imagine? I mean, I could see that, but not really. I see it very unlikely. The reason why I say that, there's no choices. You don't choose anything. In World of Dreams, it's all just a forward story. There's no deviation choosing which thing you would want to do. So I don't see that happening. I don't see that being a sudden change. Except for maybe like Act 1, whenever you could choose people's poems, I think. But I don't even think you could do that. Yeah, I don't think there was literally anything you could choose in DDLC World of Dreams. Which, I mean, I feel like is, like, honestly makes sense, considering, technically speaking, in this, like, canonically in the story, you're technically already there, like, in the world. But obviously, you know, you're not. But, like, you know, the player's already in there, so how are you going to be able to control it?
Something I can relate to.
Yeah. Although I wasn't aware of what it was called, that is basically what I was going for. It reminds me of how much my past mistakes and regrets linger with me. Monika nods.
It's very good. If I had any advice to give you, it would be this.
Okay, I don't know how that applies.
Don't be afraid to go outside your comfort zone. It's nice when poetry follows a common rhyme scheme, but many people don't realize you don't have to rhyme for it to be poetry. What matters is the pacing and flow. If your poem evokes a visual imagery or emotions, and it flows into the next without feeling too disjointed, then that can be just as effective as conveying emotion.
This is a very complicated set of sentences that I'm having to read here.
And poetry is really about conveying the author's emotions to the reader.
Duly noted. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things out. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this, at least in front of the others.
That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you.
God damn, I cannot speak. It's harder to speak in this one than it is in the last one. In the last mod I played.
Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you to have to worry about impressing them or anything.
I laughed somewhat sarcastically and anxiously.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
Sound poetry confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know.
I see. Well, let's read it then. I'll let you guys read it. I'm not really too into it, but I'm sure if you guys want to read it, you can. God damn. Monika really was into writing this poem.
So, what do you think?
Oh, wow. It's different from your original one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Looks to be a bit freeform, which is pretty interesting. Okay, let's see. One thing that comes to mind right off the bat is Spark of Hope. That one was very, like, nightmare inducing. Like, it was literally just worst case scenarios, you know? Like, that's basically what a nightmare is. That's why, like, in World of Dreams, I was like, okay, well, this is a nightmare. It has to be. It clearly is. There's no way that this just happens out of nowhere. You know? But I don't know what other mod had nightmares. Because honestly, those are the only two things that come to mind: is Spark of Hope and World of Dreams. So, no. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything else though. Ooh, the bonds we share. I'm pretty sure that had some nightmares. But I knew those were nightmares too. And I think that's it. I can't really think of anything else. Oh yeah, off topic of DDLC. But tomorrow. Well, no. What's it? Is tomorrow? It's either tomorrow or the next day. I can't remember. But either way, I was just looking at one of the icons on my PC, and it was Honkai Star Rail, and I just thought about it. Honkai Star Rail is finally coming to PS5, and I guess I think it's coming as PS4. I don't know, and Xbox. But you already know, I'm playing that. The next time, whenever it comes out, I'm streaming that, cause I want to see how that looks. And I was like, you know what, I might as well stream it. Be one of the first people to stream that. But I might play DDLC too. Who knows? It really depends on how tomorrow goes. If it even comes out tomorrow. I have to check because I can't remember.
Yeah, it was so much because of the script, but rather I just really enjoy writing in the style, you know? These types of poems put a lot of emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, they can be pretty powerful. I know it's somewhat obvious, but I think, but was the inspiration behind this related to recent events? Monika looks a little embarrassed. I guess you could say that. I'm nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because all of this is still kind of new to me. Isn't that what you said before? True, but this time I meant it for other reasons. But anyway, though we don't necessarily have to follow everything in the script, I'd still like to offer a writing tip of the day. Oh, by all means. Always carry a pen or pencil and a notebook with you. Or if you prefer, always keep your note-taking app handy on your phone. You never know what inspiration will strike, or you get an idea, you just need to write it down. Especially at night if you're lying in bed, or woke up from a particularly inspiring dream that makes you want to write about it. Don't worry about getting every little detail, just write down the main points or general idea. You can always go back later and expand on it. Yeah, we got 2 pieces of advice. Or at least I think. I'm pretty sure I remember. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening, Anthony. I let out a small chuckle. My pleasure. Ugh. Maybe I won't do another day. Not gonna lie. No offense to this mod, but like it's a little boring. Not because like, you know, but it's like no mysterious things or entertaining things are happening right now. See, obviously, World of Dreams, like it was just non-stop, like crazy things happening. You already know I gotta go with Sayori next. Wow. Anthony, your poem is really bad, huh? What? Huh? Damn. She said it's really bad. She said it so excitedly. Sayori, this is so harsh. It's fine, it's fine. It's your first time. Besides, I'm just really happy you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Tell me about it. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'd break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Anthony. Deep down, you're not so selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people would do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I'm not sure I do either. I still haven't really figured out what I'm gonna do about Mr. X, or what his real motive is yet. I can't deny it though, that being here in this club is a part of the reason I went along with this request. You know, aside from the whole brain death thing. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Very well. I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. I have a feeling you're better than you give yourself credit for. Yep, her good old breakfast poem. Ah, breakfast sounds good. Right? Wait, is that all you got from that? No, I just wanted to comment on it. I'm guessing you probably wrote it. I'm guessing you probably wrote this sometime this morning. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still try my best. No, I meant I wrote some of mine this morning as well. Sarah looks a bit surprised to hear me say this. I'm guessing she expected me to be the responsible one. You did? How come? You're seriously gonna question me for doing the same thing you did? Fair point. Besides, I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem either. Came out really nice. Short and to the point. Just like you. Really? Hey, wait a minute. Are you calling me short? Not compared to Natsuki anyway. That's not really saying much. And I'll be sure to
Tell you said that. Well, this is hilarious. I love this. Trying to make sure. Okay, there we go. There we go. PP. Hey, you meanie. Sorry, you know I'm joking around. But I'm really craving some breakfast food right now. Pancakes and sausage would sound amazing right about now. This morning I made eggs and toast. And thus you were running late for school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. I do too. Though that's just me in general. I'm not much of a morning person. Me neither. Anyway, thanks for showing me your poems, Sayori. Hehe. This is so much fun. Monika's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't wait until the last minute. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. I definitely look forward to it. Alright, who's next? Honestly, I could go with either one. I don't really... Although, to be fair, I was about to say I don't prefer one over the other, but I can say for sure I definitely prefer Yuri over Natsuki, not gonna lie. Natsuki is definitely bottom of the barrel for me. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes. More than enough time for her to finish reading. So... Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not... I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? I mean, sorta, I guess. At least for others to read. Ah, I see. I guessed it might be that after reading through it. Ooh, fuck, stop yawning. Ah, so it's that bad. No. Did I just fix my voice? Ooh, I'm sorry. Yuri buries her face into her hands. Yuri, it's fine. Honestly, I don't even think anybody noticed. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kinda learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them, but in building them, but getting them to work together is the most challenging part. God damn, you're kind of boring me here. Can you pick up the pace with this? It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a bit biased, though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. You mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd like to share my thought process behind it. You can tell it's really boring me. No offense, but like, you know. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Damn, I could just barely read this. Not because it's messy, but because I don't really read cursive like that. Damn, they had to add the clapping in there. I'm talking about the OST, by the way.
I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read cursive very often. I think your handwriting is very pretty.
Eh? That's a relief. Thank you.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Oh, that's right. You're into horror and such, correct? So I assume you typically write things with darker themes or elements.
That's correct, Anthony. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, the subject of the poem is only well, I don't fucking know. I can't pronounce pronunciations, you know. So there's that. Oh, but lingering in her past, remaining in a place of comfort, unable to let go of her past, of the past. It's soon to be left with nothing.
That's very poetic. Sorry, there's a better way to say that. Still though, it's definitely impressive. Way better than mine, in fact.
It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember, it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Guess I'll have to keep trying. Yuri nods as I gently hand back her poem. Maybe my future poems will be more suited in her taste. Not really, because obviously I'm going for Monika. I don't even know if... Well, I'm not going to go for Yuri's route. That is for sure. Oh, fuck. And see, this is why I'm not going down the Natsuki route.
Anthony, if this is the best, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then you can go home.
What? Harsh.
What? You expect me to believe you put actual effort into this? What do you think I'm stupid?
Hey, that's not fair. I never claimed to be good at this. And maybe it's not very good, but I did put effort. We all gotta start somewhere, right? I know that Natsuki isn't supposed to like my poem. If I didn't write it about something she liked, but still, guess I have a lot to learn about how to receive critical feedback. I'm sure you weren't the best when you first started either, you know. Sorry. It's alright. I know it's not the greatest. I'm still learning after all. It's fine. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you on what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. I mean, I guess. Anyway, I guess I better share mine now. I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid. You don't know me well enough to know that, and I doubt I'll think it's stupid. Yeah, I mean, I'd say I'm not surprised. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it. I didn't say that. Quite the opposite, in fact. I actually do like it. What? Just be honest. I am being honest. I genuinely liked how it got its message across without being overly dramatic. Pretty straight to the point, and the ending there, where it subverts your expectation of rhyming, it's clever. Natsuki genuinely seems both embarrassed and shocked, but mostly the former. Thanks. Everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. Huh, I see. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like you pointed out, I set up for a rhyme scheme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
This is a good idea.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect it from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, guess not. I decide to humor her with that last comment. Phew. To say that was stressful was an understatement. Would be an understatement. Despite knowing how things would play out, my anxiety reared its ugly head with a vengeance, which just made me more nervous trying to hide it. On top of that, actually writing a poem ended up being a bit more challenging than I anticipated. Still, I'm just really glad that it's over with. I sigh with relief and go back to my desk, ready to plunk down. And allow myself time to breathe. Hold on, give me a second. Alright. Unfortunately, it seemed fate had other plans. While Monika and Sayori were happily chatting in the corner of my eyes moved over to Yuri and Natsuki. It was like watching someone with a red light run a red light into oncoming traffic. You knew the crash was coming, but you couldn't look away. You know, they always gotta have this vanilla argument. You know. Oh. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. Or respective poems, whatever. I don't know what it said. As they read in tandem, I watched each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. Did you say something? Oh, sorry, I liked it. Natsuki hands Yuri's poem back to her. I don't know why, but I feel like I've read this before, though. Monika and I look at each other simultaneously. Judging by her reaction, she had not only stopped to listen to their conversation at the same time I did, but was also taken aback by the deviation in script. For her and I, that would be understandable, unless... Oh, I don't see how. I only wrote this last night. Never mind, you're right. So you liked it? I mean, it's not exactly my style, but it's alright. What about mine? It's just cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? Oh boy, here we go. Damn, that would be lucky and avoid this.
It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Guys?
Yeah? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all.
Come on now, that...
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
I get that they're too absorbed in the argument and feelings are running high. But I am starting to feel mine do the same as they ignore me. I'd rather they didn't fight. I want to keep the peace if not anything else.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it and Anthony did too.
Okay, but I also like...
So based on that, I'll give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Anthony liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, cue the music. No crazy music. Where's the classic DDLC music whenever they get into their argument?
I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress a new member, Yuri.
At this point, I'm feeling pretty incensed that I'm being ignored. I already know where this is going, and I don't want it to happen again. But this damn script seems like it's hell-bent on carrying out its march towards a feud.
That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Anthony appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what?
Yeah?
I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Anthony started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys.
Seeing Sayori's hurt expression just a little more was just a little more than I could bear. I need to step in and get their attention.
Bro, don't take sides.
The hell? I ain't taking either one of their sides. Oh fuck. Stop it! I slam my palm down on the desk in a moment of exasperation. Natsuki immediately flinches backwards while Yuri shrinks back a little. All the four girls are looking towards me with either shock or fear. My heart sinks immediately, not because I'm disappointed in myself or my tone of voice, but because of what it might have set off for Natsuki. You guys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lose my temper like that. I just want to see you. I just don't want to see you guys fight, is all. And none of us were getting through. Look, everyone has their differences, their strengths and their weaknesses. You saw one of my weaknesses just now. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I don't react well under these under tense environments. People arguing. I get caught up in it. I turned towards Natsuki's direction, hoping that at least some of what I said would resonate with her. I wasn't lying, but I'm especially worried what I did upset her more. Anyway, I'm getting off track. The point is, we all have something we're good at. Just because something isn't exactly someone's cup of tea, doesn't mean it lacks merit. Different people like different things. So by engaging in discussion and exchanging poems in different styles like this, you might end up learning something from one another. I mean, I'm terrible at writing, but after having read all your poems, I definitely feel inspired to try out different styles and techniques. Things I want to try and incorporate into my own writing. After all, diversity is the mother of all creation, isn't it? I hear Monika burst into laughter. I'm caught off guard a little at first, but then I realized what I said and start to laugh a little as well. I don't, Anthony, I don't think that's quite how the quote goes at all. Yeah, well, you get my point anyway. We're stronger together than we are apart. We should always remember that.
Psst, that was cheesy. I have to admit, it was a bit cliche. You sounded like an after-school special.
With this, the mood in the room suddenly lightens, and everyone is smiling again. Yeah, laugh it up. We'll see who's laughing when I bring a poem tomorrow that'll blow everyone else's out of the water.
Oh, is that a challenge, Anthony?
You're damn right. I puff out my chest and show a fake bravado.
Anthony, you're so silly. I don't think I've ever seen this side of you before.
Yuri looks at Sayori kind of surprised.
Really? I would have thought the two of you would know. I thought you two knew each other well enough that there weren't any surprises between you two.
Well, she's not wrong, but at this point I might as well just lean into it.
Yeah, me too.
Sayori still surprises me every time she manages to not be late.
Hey, you meanie. I'm not late that often.
I reach out and gently tussle her hair. I'm just messing with you.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, mostly. Anthony, what about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself. I did learn a little more about everyone. With any luck, that means I'm one step closer to figuring out how to help Monika save them. I nod to myself with newfound determination.
Anthony, ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go.
Hehe.
Sayori beams at me. It truly has been an interesting and worthwhile experience getting to spend this much time together with her. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
Yeah, what do you mean?
You know, about my little outburst at Yuri and Natsuki. I'm really sorry about that. You and they probably think I'm kind of a jerk. I can't blame anyone for thinking that.
No. That's really the first time I've seen you like that. I know that's not how you usually are. I'm just glad you were able to express your feelings. I don't think anyone thinks you're a jerk. Do they annoy you?
No, they don't annoy me. I just wanted to get their attention, that's all. I guess I just want everyone to get along and be friends.
Phew. You know, Anthony, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone as well is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone likes you too.
That's...
Every day is gonna be so much fun.
Or at the very least, interesting. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but will Monika and I really be able to save everyone? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her. Help there's a way I can help everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this. Alright. And then we got poems. Wait, what? That's hers? I feel like that would have been Sayori's, but I guess. I never thought one of her words would be stockings, but okay. Wait, what? Oh, that was both of them? Okay. I didn't know there was ones that I could get with both of them. Oh, it's all of them. What the hell? I didn't know I could get all of them. Alright. Finally, at the end of the day, I was going to do another day, but that was kind of boring. No offense. Like I said, no offense, but like, there's nothing that crazy happened, you know? Maybe like the talk with Monika, that was definitely not boring. But, like, nothing crazy happened, at least not yet. Maybe there'll be something different that happens at some point. What I'm going to do is save it here, because the first page is going to be for important decisions. Unless, of course, I run out of space there, then I'll put it on a different page. You know what I could do? 9. Put it over here. Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna end it there. But, obviously, like I said, I'll end up well, I'm gonna do whatchamacallit first. I'm playing some Hawkeye Star Rail, not gonna lie. Well, maybe, I don't know. It really depends. We'll see what happens. Because I'm low-key thinking about doing that, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this mod is still interesting. I'm excited to see where it goes. It'll probably be interesting later on, since it hasn't been now. And yeah, we'll see what happens next. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace.